In a shocking legal twist, Conor McGregor and his management agency, Paradigm Sports Management, suffered a major financial setback as a California court ruled against them in a high-profile contract dispute with boxing legend Manny Pacquiao. The court declared the contract between Pacquiao and Paradigm void due to illegality, effectively overturning a previous jury award that had granted McGregor $5.1 million in damages and could have potentially escalated to over $8 million when accounting for interest and legal fees. The dispute traces back to 2020, when Paradigm Sports Management, under the leadership of CEO Adi Attar, signed a contract with Manny Pacquiao. The agreement included provisions for potential exhibition fights and management services, most notably the option for an exhibition bout involving Conor McGregor. However, shortly after signing, Pacquiao sought to terminate the agreement. Paradigm responded by filing a lawsuit, claiming breach of contract and seeking damages. The initial jury verdict was in favor of Paradigm, granting them $5.1 million in compensation. This verdict sent shockwaves through the sports and boxing community, as it represented a rare legal victory for a management agency against one of the sport's most iconic figures. Pacquiao's challenge. Manny Pacquiao quickly moved to challenge the jury decision, arguing that the contract itself was legally unenforceable. Central to his argument was the claim that Adi Attar, Paradigm's CEO, did not possess a valid California manager's license at the time the contract was executed. California law requires that sports agents or managers hold proper licensing to legally engage in contract negotiations and management activities for athletes. Pacquiao's legal team contended that because the license requirement was not met, the entire contract was inherently invalid. They argued that any subsequent claims for damages were based on an unenforceable agreement and, therefore, could not stand under state law. The court's decision. Judge Walter P. Schwarm of the California Superior Court ultimately sided with Pacquiao. In a decisive ruling, the judge declared the contract void due to illegality, noting that the absence of the required manager's license rendered the agreement unenforceable. The decision effectively nullified the previous jury award to Paradigm Sports Management and, by extension, Conor McGregor. The court's ruling emphasized the importance of adhering to regulatory requirements in the sports management industry. By failing to secure the necessary licensing, Paradigm inadvertently invalidated their claim, costing McGregor a substantial financial windfall. Financial and professional impact. This ruling delivers a severe financial blow to McGregor and Paradigm Sports Management. Not only is the $5.1 million in damages stripped away, but the agency also loses the potential for additional financial recovery through accrued interest and legal fees, which could have elevated the total claim to roughly $8 million. For McGregor, the decision represents a setback beyond finances. The case had positioned him indirectly as a participant in a high-profile boxing promotion, tying his name to one of the sport's most legendary figures. The ruling removes any legal leverage he or his agency might have had in pursuing similar ventures with Pacquiao or other high-profile fighters in the future. Industry repercussions. The case serves as a stark warning to sports agencies, promoters, and athletes alike. Licensing laws exist to protect both parties in sports contracts, ensuring that agreements are legally sound and enforceable. Failing to meet these prerequisites can result in contracts being invalidated, even after a jury initially awards damages. Experts in sports law have pointed out that while jury verdicts can appear favorable, appellate or superior court review can dramatically alter outcomes. In this case, the appellate review of licensing compliance led to a complete reversal of fortune for McGregor and Paradigm. Reaction from the parties. Conor McGregor has yet to publicly comment on the ruling, but insiders suggest the agency may explore the possibility of an appeal. However, legal analysts note that the court's decision is firm, citing clear statutory requirements that were not met. Any appeal would face significant hurdles, particularly given the specificity of the licensing law involved. Manny Pacquiao's camp welcomed the ruling as a vindication of their position, reinforcing the principle that contracts must comply with all legal standards to be enforceable. The court's decision preserves Pacquiao's autonomy over his professional engagements and financial agreements, preventing any future disputes over the same contract. Lessons learned. The case underscores a critical lesson in sports management and professional contracts: legality matters more than leverage. Even a high-profile athlete like Conor McGregor cannot overcome a contract deemed void due to noncompliance with state regulations. For agents, promoters, and athletes, this ruling highlights the necessity of ensuring that all parties hold the required credentials and licenses before entering into agreements. Failing to do so can result in significant financial and reputational damage, regardless of initial jury decisions or public perception. Conclusion: the California court's decision to overturn the $5.1 million jury award to Conor McGregor and Paradigm Sports Management marks a dramatic turning point in a high-profile sports contract dispute. By ruling the contract void due to illegality, the court has not only safeguarded Manny Pacquiao's contractual rights but also issued a cautionary message to the sports management industry: proper licensing is non-negotiable. In the end, this legal battle serves as a reminder that in the world of professional sports, the law often carries more weight than star power or initial victories. For McGregor, it is a painful financial and strategic setback, but for the industry as a whole, it reinforces the critical importance of compliance and legal diligence in every contractual engagement.